gorilla, nature. Bro, let's go skate. Dude, E equals MC squared. Nerd for life. Hello. How's it going, you guys? It's your boy, Pastor Darius here. I am very excited to welcome you guys to another episode of Pastor Darius Knows Things. Woo! Let's go. So, today, I recently bought a new microphone. It's this one that's in my hand, as you guys can probably see, right? This is the Rode podcasting mic. And, I'm really juiced because, I haven't had an actual really good microphone for doing my podcast, right? I've been using these lower grade audio tracks and whatnot. The fact is that right now I'm holding the microphone because my mic stand hasn't arrived yet. And, this is, you guys, it's another episode of Pastor Darius Knows Things. Woo! Let's go. So without further ado, I'll see you guys in the episode. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of Pastor Darius Knows Things. I am your host, Pastor Darius. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about character, the biblical perspective. And today's topic is focused on humility. Ooh, I'm super excited about this. I really am. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. Let's hop right into this, subject, right? Subject matter. So, the first thing we're going to talk about is the biblical foundation, right? Humility is so important, right? I mean, it takes anybody can be prideful, anybody can be boastful, but it takes a truly humble individual to have and live a life of humility. So we're going to start with the Bible scriptures here. And the first Bible scripture is from Philippians chapter 2, verse 3 through 4. And it says, "Do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourselves. Let each of you look not only to his own interests, but also to the interests of others." And that is from Philippians chapter 2, verse 3 through 4. And the second scripture that we're going to read, this one is from Matthew chapter 23, verse 12. And it states, "For those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted." Wow, I really like this scripture. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I really like this scripture. If we can just learn to lift others up, right, then we will be exalted. I've been noticing that a lot of people who are very great, meaning great in wealth, we look at Donald Trump, we look at Elon Musk, we look at, the Bezos guy, Zuckerberg. We got all these super wealthy and very successful individuals. And the one thing that I've noticed in common with a lot of these people is that a lot of very wealthy and successful people actually are not very humble. And I think this is part of the reason why these individuals have so much issues when it comes to being in the public eye. So, I mean, if you look at Donald Trump, man, the media hates Donald Trump. And it seems like the media also really, really dislikes Elon Musk. And you know what? I personally, if we think back in history, there are a lot of individuals who are revered and loved, right? Like Malcolm X. Even though Malcolm X was a very strong individual, he was loved by the people. And then hated by the government, but loved by the people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like no matter what, you're going to be hated by somebody, but I think it's better. I think we should take the way of Mahatma Gandhi. You know what I'm saying? The Mahatma, man, people loved Mahatma. You know what I'm saying? People love Mahatma. Straight up, bro. Anyway, let's go ahead and hop into the biblical story, right? Moses, despite being chosen by God to lead Israel, Moses was described as very meek, more than all people who were on the face of the earth. And this is from Numbers chapter 12, verse 3. He repeatedly interceded for the people, even when they turned against him, demonstrating a humble servant's heart. Wow. You guys, what I remember? I remember that in the scripture, it specifically talked about Moses and how, I think it was Aaron, when Moses went before Pharaoh, Aaron actually was the one who did the talking, and although Moses is this great individual, like he led, I don't know how many people he led, but he led loads of Jewish people out of Egypt. They were slaves there, but he led these people out of there. And yet he had every reason to be so prideful. But here you read it, it says that he carried himself in a very humble way, and he was lifted up and exalted to greatness because of it. Now, how's it going, you guys? So very important. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, you guys. We need your support continuously, because the fact is that we can't continue to put out these projects. We can't continue to keep doing the work that we're doing without your support. So you guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe so you can get those weekly updates from us. All right. So, let's talk about something a little bit more real. A lot of the time when we read the Bible, a lot of people have difficulty with the Bible because they can't really relate it to a lot of the stories, because for some people it's just, they don't really think about the Bible as people who actually live, because the time that we're reading, it's people who have lived over 2,000 years before us. Jesus was here over 2,000 years ago. It seems like a lifetime ago. So let's look at something a little bit closer to, and let's go ahead and hop in, and I want to talk about Mother Teresa, right? So Mother Teresa, the biblical connection here is her life mirrored Jesus's washing of the disciples' feet in John 13, right? And it was a profound act of humility. This is like, she just, like, even though, like, and for a lot of people, they may not understand the connection between this. Well, let me go ahead and break it down for you a little bit here, right? The connection is that Jesus was God's son, right? He was the master, and he got down on his knees and he washed the feet of the disciples. Now he's the master and he's doing this. Typically you don't see the king, right? And this is why Jesus is the King of all kings. It says, in the Bible, it says the last shall be first, right? And Jesus got on his knees and he washed the feet of the disciples. How many great leaders are there? It seems like a lot of the great leaders, they want to take part in receiving all the good gifts and the lavishness and living the good life, right? But they don't want to go through the struggle. that the normal people go through. They don't want to go through the struggle with you, you know? And it's a reality that we have to live with, right? But there are leaders and iconic individuals out there, like Mother Teresa, for example. Let's go ahead and hop into a little story. I want to tell you guys a story about Mother Teresa, right? She personally cared for the dying, the abandoned, and the destitute in the slums of Calcutta, right? This is in the slums of Calcutta. We talking about India, baby. You know what I'm saying? One story recounts her picking up a man dying in the street and bringing him to her home. Wow. And caring for him until he passed. You know, I mean, it seems like in the current day, right, people don't even want to, like, we see the homeless people on the street, right? And, you know, it seems like people are more bothered with the homeless people instead of thinking about how can we serve these individuals, because they also are God's children, right? Just because you have a home, you were blessed and you were fortunate, maybe you come from a good family and you know, you had that support. That's something to be grateful for, but it doesn't mean that you should look down upon other people who don't have the same stability as you do, right? Our job, we are supposed to be humble in all things. If you call yourself a Christian, right, remember that Jesus went around healing all manners of individuals, casting out demons. It seems like his whole life, all he did was work. He went from one job, you know, originally working as a carpenter, right? You know, and then he went to working as a healer, but whatever he did, it seemed like he did it to the point of like being tireless, you know, working tirelessly. But the main fact here that we cannot forget about is humility. It's all about humility. Mother Teresa is a prime example of what it means for a great individual to be humble. Cared for this individual. The guy was dying in the street. She brought him home and cared for him. Wow. Interesting. When asked, and then it says, when asked why she did it, she simply said, because he was hungry, he was naked, he was homeless, he was unwanted, he was unloved, he was dying. She treated each person as if they were Jesus himself. And I think that's where we need to look at things. This is where we need to take I feel like as Christian people, we need to take the place of humility, right? And serving. When we're serving, it's not the people who are receiving the gifts. It's not the people who are receiving the gifts, right? It is us who is receiving the gift. Because I tell you now, it is a gift to be so blessed that you can give to others. Just remember that. It is a gift to be so blessed, to have so much wealth and financial stability that you can give to other people. You really think that it is a blessing for the person who has nothing to receive so little from us? No, you guys are looking at things wrong. The true blessing is when you have such great abundance that you can give it away and not stress about it, not even be bothered, right? I give away hundreds of dollars every month. I'm so blessed and fortunate, right, that God has blessed me to be able to give hundreds of dollars, give a couple thousand a year or something like that to my nonprofit organization, which is Gorilla Nature Inc. Right? I support this. Everything I wouldn't be in this office, right, space right now if I didn't, I have to pay to be here, right? This costs money. I use my own work from Uber, right? Driving Uber to support the business. I've been doing it for years because the people who watch our videos, right? The people go through, they watch the video and they get all these words, these good words, they get these positive messages, but when it comes time to give back, right? What's happening? You hear what I'm saying? Hello, you guys. My name is Pastor Darius. I am so grateful for all the people who choose to watch our videos. And I just wanted to take the time to invite you guys to help us to make a difference. I am the Chief Executive Officer and President of the Board of Gorilla Nature Inc. That's our nonprofit organization. We are a registered 501c3 nonprofit organization, which means that when you make donations to our nonprofit, those donations are tax deductible. So I wanted to invite you guys to, go ahead, go check out our Cash App at Gorilla Nature Inc. Again, that's at Gorilla Nature Inc. Go to our Cash App and make a donation today. You guys can also go check out our website at www.gorillaнаtureinc.com, and that will give you an overview of the work that we've been doing around the world. We are an international nonprofit organization, so we specialize in helping kids in poor countries to get education. We support them in their pursuit of education. We buy school books, we buy backpacks, and we buy school supplies. We also do events to help the kids, and we are helping kids. We've done projects over in India, we've done in Bangalore, we've done projects in Kerala over in India, we've also done projects over in Ghana and Africa, and we've sent our teams over to Nigeria. I personally have gone down to Nicaragua, and I've been over in Costa Rica, and we've done projects internationally in different parts of the world. We have many organizations that we work with, and the fact is that we need your support to be able to keep doing the work that we're doing. So if you guys appreciate these videos and the hard work that we're doing to keep putting out these videos, please help to support us so we can continue to help support the operations, and also help support the young kids who we are inspiring on a daily basis to believe for great things. I want to thank you so much. I am Pastor Darius. Hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching this video.